All right, well, this did not go as planned. This is Autumn Leaf Feast 936, a 800 XP encounter, so it puts it in the hard range, I believe. It ended up being 7 street entertainers and a kobold slink. Now, these street entertainers all took the form of clowns. So this clown fight ended up being much harder than I thought. This was in a village square, kind of in between shops and whatever, as you see here. So here's round one. We're just getting set up. These clowns each they're essentially bards. So they have Vicious Mockery, Blunder, and encounter power called Surprising Shout. So they're just blasting psychic damage all over the place. Range 10 on all their attacks. So all 7 of them were able to just sit back and lob in psychic attacks from pretty much anywhere on the map. And my poor team is a bit melee based and just wasn't able to cope. Just wasn't able to do it. Got hit pretty hard pretty early, and that was the end of that. So there's really not much to go through here. There were some neat tactical decisions that needed to be made. Like in the middle here, we had some line of sight stuff and some runaround placement issues of the clowns that they were able to get into position and have multiple targets. That was fun. That was easy. Easy to figure out, easy to, nice and easy to play. But boy, this HEXCOM team just couldn't do it. And I had a healer this time. I've got Mr. Harold Legarberu here, and he just wasn't able to get it off. Part of it is okay, I'm not going to do a deep analysis on all the rounds here. It was a pretty short game. It only took about an hour to play, but what I want to talk about is what do I do now? So it was a TPK. The whole party's dead. I have to start over. I mean, we were only level 1, but they had, 300 XP built up through, this is their third encounter. So they were almost halfway to leveling. Now I'm back to 0. And, I knew this was part of it, so it's not a huge shocker, but what I sort of want to talk about is, all right, this HEXCOM experiment. Now, what do I do? So I don't want to go back and play like Void Bard on the meaningless slaughter fields again. I played that twice. I feel like if I beat it, I don't know. If you have ideas about any of this, either let me know in the comments or on the Discord or something, because I need a little bit of advice and input here. I'm kind of stuck on my own. I don't know what to do. So I want to say that if I beat a mission, that those monsters are persistent. So if I beat them, then they're gone. They don't respawn. It's not like that close to a video game. So meaningless slaughter field is clear, even though I could easily justify saying like, yep, new zombies show up. But I don't want to just keep hitting these hard encounters, getting wiped out, and then having to go back and play the same thing over and over again. That's not super fun, even though I'm willing to do it, especially if other people were involved. Like I'd play any of these with like a real person, but in a solo game, I want to keep making progress. But, death is real, and I'm really sticking to my guns here that, we're playing this rules as written. Everything is by the books, but there are some judgment calls to make. Like, for example, in my AD&D games, like the old school stuff, there was a moment, probably like round 3 or 4 here, where I would have just ran. To be honest, I was clearly outmatched by these clowns and their pet kobold slink here. Nothing more than a spear And he could shift around, do some sneaky stuff, which actually did come into play. He did a little cool slide maneuver that was really fun. Maybe that'll show up here. But I stuck it out, even though I was facing certain death at a certain point. I could have ran with my like 2 or maybe 3 of these team members, made it out alive. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I just threw them into the meat grinder with the assumption that I was going to finish this encounter regardless. Like, basically the doors locked behind me. I wasn't getting out of here unless I won or I died. And I died. So tell me, should I have run? Could I have run? In the rules of engagement in HEXCOM, can we run? I don't know. Can you run in the HEXCOM video game? I forget. I don't think you can. I think you're in it to win it, or until you're beat. I mean, in XCOM, it's just you're very often left to die, and you just have all your team members killed. And that's kind of what we're trying to do here. That's what we're emulating. So I think I'm going to stick with it. I think I'm going to have to just roll up 5 new characters and say goodbye to these. And just see what happens. Maybe come back and try and reclaim this. I will say that if I'm going to do strict death, permadeath like this, well, then I'm also saying that they dropped their gold and I can go get it. I can go get all their stuff if I want, if I beat these clowns. Oh, so sad, so sad. I was really, really excited about Harold. He seemed like a cool guy. The Goliath barbarian Aston was really cool. I was just having some fun with these characters, and now they're gone. So, hey, that's D&D. That's HEXCOM. That's what happens. So, live by the sword, die by the sword, or the psychic vicious mockery. I was just getting viciously mocked from every angle. So let's skip ahead. Here's round 1. Let's take a look. All right, round 2. No one's really taken any damage yet. We're all still getting in position. They're all running. Round 2, halfway through. Part of the problem here is there were 7 of these things. 7 human street entertainers, and it was just too much. Maybe if there was 4, but we're just playing by the DMG random encounter rule, so you get what you get. It was just hard, you know. HEXCOM is not for the faint of heart. I'll say that. I thought my AD&D training had prepared me for this kind of death, but it still hurts. I'll say this kind of stuff doesn't happen in 5e very much. It has. I've been in games where we've been wiped out like this, but was not expecting this at all. I got into some hot water and just could not get out of it, no matter what I did. I was using dailies. You know, now that I think about it, there were mistakes made. I didn't use any action points. That was stupid. But I got overwhelmed really quickly, as you can see here. I'm already down. Round 2, my barbarian is already dying. Just from getting bombarded with vicious mockery from every angle. So that's round 2. Round 3, yeah, we've got a secret clown here in the closet trying to get out and join the fight. And he's going to do that. So round 3 is just starting. We've got Aston dying. Who else? No one yet. But they make quick work of us. Not going to lie. So here's, yeah, Harold. Harold's just getting slammed. Like, what Harold is doing up there, I don't really know. Again, tactical blunders, rookie mistakes. I don't know. I just think, I don't know if I was rushing through this encounter or what, but I don't think I played it that horribly. There were definitely things I could have done better, but so we've got, okay, killed a clown. That was good. So it's 1 clown down. Aston Oh, okay. So the other thing that I want to ask about is, so two of these characters made all three of their death saving throws, so they're still technically living. So does that mean I can still run? I don't know. I don't know. I'm figuring this out. Again, you've heard me say, if you've seen any of the other videos, you know this is purely experimental. We're making this up as we go. We're finding out what works and what doesn't. So we're learning. Round 4. Anyone else? Yeah, we're still round 4. Aston's making his throws. We've got Harold down. We've got 2 clowns dead. But geez, 5 more to go. What else do we have? They're sliding into position. Gonna do a quarterstaff attack. Probable miss. The other blunders I was making, for example, Alboin, again, I just did not play this character right in any of the encounters. He's an ardent, and he should be buffing people, and just wasn't. He was up there swinging like a fighter. So, player error for sure. I mean, I think a more skilled player would have maybe come out on top. I don't know. I'd be willing to try this encounter again. 7 clowns with a kobold pet is pretty rough. But what are we doing here? Oh, yeah. Katixa's desperately already pulling out dailies. I mean, she wisely stays back. She does what she can, but, I mean, it's just too much. So, let's see. We're on round... I don't know what round we're on here. Probably round 7, I would say. We're on round 5. Yeah. Very quick. Very quick. Yeah, they're all dying. Everyone's dying. That kobold sling just finished off poor girl Katixa. Jeez. Hey, you hate to see it. You just hate to see it. But, on the bright side, we learned a ton about how to play HEXCOM, get some ideas for rules of engagement and what to do, what not to do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm at a loss if you can't tell. So please let me know in the comments or on the Discord what I should be doing differently here. Whether this is just bad luck or, yeah, these encounters are just way too hard. Shroud of the Kobold's Folly. Folly indeed. City Square, preoccupied with layers of obscured terrain, forms the battlefield. We did have some obscured terrain, yep. We could have probably jumped on the roofs, done more with like 3D. I mean, there's just, again, I'm going to probably make another video about solo adventuring because I'm not the most fond of it, I'll be honest. This is not the video for that, but I find myself rushing through solo encounters. I found this in AD&D as well. I just want to get through. I want to process the transaction parts of the encounter as fast as possible just to see the outcome. I want to get through it, and that's not always the best. I mean, I need to be really careful in some of these fights, as you can see, and I don't know. I'm just looking back on it. There's more I could have done. Better moves, better powers, a lot of stuff. So kind of a disappointing mess here, but stay tuned. In the next HEXCOM, we got to put together a whole new team. So look for that, and I'll probably be generating the rest of level 1 encounters. And if I need to go back to the meaningless slaughter fields to get XP, that's what we're going to do. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.